What's up, guys? This is SanchoWest, and welcome to a special episode that I hope you guys would like to share with your favorite YouTube creators, streamers, developers, gaming developers, whatever. And I like to share with you guys. I think it's kind of interesting to know. I want to let you get to know a little bit about me in a gaming sense. So this is what I like to call my gamer tag story. And in my gamer tag story, I talk to you about the history of all my gamer tags that I remember, because I've been around for a long time playing video games, and hopefully you get to little know about me and my gaming history through the silliness of what is known as a gamer tag. So share and ask your favorite creator what is their gamer tag. Use the hashtag MyGamerTagStory and to share your own story as well. So let's go ahead and start with the beginning of time. No, in the beginning of time, there wasn't really any kind of thing to share a gamer tag when I was growing up. There was only the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, and the PlayStation. You usually had to put in your name. I want to go ahead and cheat a little bit with this one because there was one tag that I kind of related to or identified myself when I was a wee child. And that was in the AOL days of rocking around using the AIM chats. And that tag I used was Helmet 51. Yes, Helmet 51 was my first tag that identified myself. I used to walk around asking people for ASL. The point about it was, the story behind Helmet 51 in a nutshell is that when I was growing up, I had a big head when I was growing up, and I probably still have a big head to some of you to this day. But my parents and all my family back in Laredo, Texas called me Big Head. And that stuck with me. It still sticks with me to today, because that's just the way Mexican and Latino families are. If you call it something when you're little, you're that for the rest of your life. So Big Head, eventually you got to the commercial age, and Jack in the Box was one of those great commercials, and he had the big head. And one of the things of commercials was that he was a football player, and his number was 51. And they eventually started making fun of me because I was in middle school, and I, for some reason, picked 51 just because I wanted to spite them. And now it was Helmet 51, and that's what I identified myself. So there you go. Helmet 51 was the first tag I identified myself. So let's go ahead and progress a little bit further. I'm going to fast forward to the PlayStation 2 days. Now, in the PlayStation 2 days, you finally had some online multiplayer action. And one of the big online multiplayer action titles was SOCOM 2, and I really loved that game. SOCOM 2 was my favorite game of all time when it comes to multiplayer action. Hours and hours of games went by, days went by, basically playing that game. And so one of the names I had was kind of like a troll name, if you want to say that, but I really enjoyed this name, and it was Big Papa Pump. Yeah, Big Papa Pump, yes, related to that wrestler, that WCW wrestler, Scott Steiner. And Scott Steiner was just a big dude, and his nickname was Big Papa Pump. And in the game of SOCOM 2, there was a 12-gauge shotgun that was a pump shotgun. And so what I did was I would spawn as a SEAL, run up into the crossroads, run up those stairs on that right side, hit up that stairs, and try to nail someone right out the gate, because it always made me fun it made me laugh to see the kill feed say Big Papa Pump shotgun so-and-so with the 12 gauge. So that's what was my troll gamer tag that I remember the most, because I guess I always ran around with it. But another gamer tag that I used in SOCOM 2, so I had two of them. One was that troll one, Big Papa Pump, and I don't remember the one I used when I used a regular play. But when I played with a clan, this clanmates that we had, we were in high school. In the clan, they had this hip-hop theme, so everybody was a hip-hop like star, or like, you know, Jay-Z, Tupac, or like a Lyric, maybe Nas, things like that. So I picked BIZMARKIE, and BIZMARKIE was my guy, and I just thought that because he was very talented and he made me laugh a lot, and of course, you know, and you say he just a friend, oh baby you. So that was that really like resonated with me when I was in high school. So I was like, BIZMARKIE was my dude, and it was just easy to call out, you know, Biz over here. So I had Big Papa Pump and BIZMARKIE in those SOCOM 2 days. So fast forward a little bit more, you're getting into the Xbox days. I had that, played Halo and things like that. And this was about the time where I was getting into movies. You know, I had my own DVD player, and I was like just absorbing it all. I remember when I stumbled across my first VHS of Reservoir Dogs. So a lot of these gamer tags were like Mr. Pink, Mr. Blonde, Mr. Blue, Mr. Wolf, all those kinds of, all like Tarantino type names, you know, the Vega brothers. I remember, yeah, that's coming back to me. I had some of the Vega brothers, Vincent Vega, all those kinds of things were you know, I don't know the specifics of them all, but that's when I was getting into it. I find like my gamer tags always revolved around either like a football team, the Dallas Cowboys, I know, either like the Dallas Cowboys or a movie. And so in those days, that's when I had that. So and I'm kind of cheating around this. So in the Halo universe, my buddy and mine, we shared an account every now and then, and our gamer tag was Marty McFly 55. And I really loved that one because I thought it was, man, that was really clever, because you wanted to impress somebody with the cleverness of your gamer tag, whether it be an awesome pun or something related to that video game. But I had Marty McFly 55, of course, from Back to the Future. The main character, Marty McFly 55, was the year he went back to, and it was like perfect, right? And so I really like running around being called Marty or McFly, all those kinds of things. So it was Marty McFly 55. And then, and then there was always some kind of crazy mixture of all that. I mean, there was a time when I loved going to laser tag, and I would call myself the assassin. And there's nothing more embarrassing than telling people how to spell an assassin and all those kinds of things. I used to be the assassin or the cleaner from Leon the Professional. But the one that I remember the most, of course, was Marty McFly 55. So now we're getting into finally the PlayStation 3 era. And the PlayStation 3 era, I'm in college. That's my first system that I bought with my own cash. I spent a lot of money on that thing because I remember when it first came out, I was at GameStop just chilling. Some guy was like, pss, 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 we got some PlayStation 3s in stock. And I was like, awesome. And I remember it was like $600 with the game. And it was Resistance Fall Man. But the point is, I was in college, and my mascot there was Hilltopper. So I was like, okay, cool, Hilltopper. What goes with Hilltopper? And so in high school, I wrote this or created this character for like skits or sketches called El Sancho. And the way El Sancho was, he was just a cross between Mr. Bean and Antonio Banderas. So I kind of made them that mix together. So he was a bumbling Latino lover that couldn't just get it together, even though the ladies liked him. It always fell apart for him. It was like he would Mr. Magoo the whole situation. So Hilltopper Sancho was born. Hilltopper Sancho, created the two, long gamer tag. I always try to avoid gamer tags with X's and numbers and underscores and things like that, because I always hated explaining to people what was all that jazz. So it was Hilltopper Sancho, and that was in my PlayStation 3. That took me all the way to PlayStation 4. So here we're on PlayStation 4. And in PlayStation 4, I created another gamer tag as well. So Hilltopper Sancho, I was like, I'm out of college. I don't identify with the Hilltopper so much, but Sancho's still around. And then what ended up happening was my girlfriend at the time, now wife, we went ahead and moved to California, from Texas to California, and we moved out west. So I kind of like took the 50 goes west thing and just said Sancho goes west, Sancho West. Boom, there it is. That is the last gamer tag I'll probably have for the rest of my life because I like it. Sancho West. So that's the story behind the current gamer tag that I have, and it's pretty simple, right? It goes from the high school sketches from Sancho, and I moved out west. So that is my gamer tag story. So you'll see me running around in various places as Sancho West. So I hope you guys share this with your favorite YouTube creator or your favorite gaming developer or your favorite Twitch streamer. They'll ask them why did they come up with their name, and you'll probably find out some interesting things about their tale. And I hope they go all the way back as far as I could to my AIM days. Whew. Those were the days. Those were the days. I feel really bad because I maybe most likely cost a lot of money to my parents, because, boy, those dial connections back in those days were not cheap. And you couldn't even use the phone back then. If someone picked up the phone, boom, you got disconnected. So imagine gaming on those kinds of things. And I would game all night, especially in SOCOM. But that's for another tale. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, use the hashtag MyGamerTagStory. And then let's see where it goes and see how many people we can reach out to and get this reach. Thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to see more, hit the like and share button. Subscribe if you like. Visit SanchoWest.tv for everything Sancho. And I really enjoyed this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, ooh, yeah, peace. Adios, guys. Bye.